This is the Oiler Recap, joined by Oiler head coach Corey Allen. Oilers go to North Canton, defeat the Walsh Cavaliers 23-0. Coach, it wasn't always pretty today, but the most important thing is the win, and your team secured that in a very workmanlike performance.
Well, it was great to get the win. I think first and foremost, hats off to the defense. Anytime that you play college football and you pitch a shutout, 60 minutes of ball and that zero's on the scoreboard, that's a job well done by coaches and players, and that was certainly impressive.
We're going to get to them in a second. We talked before the game that Walsh year in and year out puts out a high-quality defense, and this year no exception. They put up a strong effort, but you guys answered.
Yeah, I thought we were in control of the game offensively, in all four quarters. I think there was just some frustration that started to mount with our guys from time to time. That's what good defenses do. There were some pieces that we were mixing around, and so they're a top third defense in this league, and they played like it today. And it's always good to go on the road and play winning college football.
You mentioned the defense; they certainly answered the call today, which, as you said, with the shutout performance, created some turnovers with 2 interceptions, 7 tackles for loss, including 3 sacks. Talk a little bit more about your defense.
Well, I just think that they swarm to the football. They play so hard and they play so aggressively that that has an opportunity to force people into making mistakes offensively. And they play at such a high level that it's just exciting to see them when they're all working together. And I don't think they wavered. And I think you saw that even deep in the red zone when Walsh did get a drive going. Right, we came up with a huge turnover, and that's just a mark of a confident defense.
Offense, as we said, got the job done. A couple of standout performances. Let's start with Garrett Clark. First off, it was great to see Garrett back out there. 20 carries, 149 yards. Certainly showed the difference maker he can be.
Well, yeah, I think to see Garrett Clark back out there for our entire program was outstanding. When he got cleared this week to play, you just saw that surge in energy because he is that, he's a lightning rod for our football team and certainly explosive. So, he hadn't played football in a month and a half since we were at Pace. And to have him back was awesome, and we expect those kind of performances out of him.
Mike Riggerman, 7 catches, 98 yards, a touchdown, but he also had several key catches that kept earlier drives going.
Yeah, Mike is, in my opinion, one of the best offensive weapons in this league, regardless of position. He's got ball skills, and I think he's near the top of the league in receptions. And most of the guys that he's in the conversation with, play receiver for a living. He'll do that and then turn around and have to block guys in the core and everything else. He's certainly a dynamic player.
Always good to see the ghost out there. Penalties, 12 of them, 115-yard. I know that's a bit of a frustration for you as it extended some drives for Walsh a couple times, different times in the game.
Sure. That's I think like anything, officials at times are like ice cream. You get different flavors, and everybody's out there to do their job to the best of their ability, and they saw penalties and they threw them, and there's nothing we can do about that. There's not. We are not afforded the benefit of instant replay, and those officials are out there doing their job to the best of their ability. Certainly it can be frustrating at times, but we have to overcome that, and there are certain ones that we can eliminate by us being a more detailed football team.
Wanted to talk about Brian Bartholomew a little bit, becoming a real weapon. 3 field goals today, 22 yards, 43 and 45. Certainly adds some confidence to things that you can do in the game.
Well, yeah, and the wind was swirling at times. You thought about, hey, we're going to take the wind in the third quarter and this, that, and the other. But Brian's a weapon, and he's proven to be so. And especially early on where offensively we weren't getting to the end zone to finish those drives with points, still so valuable. And that right leg of his is a weapon, and we're certainly glad he's on our side.
All right, Coach, getting ready to come back home against the familiar foe, the Ohio Dominican Panthers. Tell us a little bit about them.
Outstanding on defense. They always are. Kelly Cummings and his staff do an unbelievable job on defense. And, offensively, they are a good football team, and they have weapons. And so I think that, for us, the neat part about the last stretch of this season, starting with today's game, is all 4 opponents are in state. right? So you're playing against guys that you went to high school with or that you played against. The road trips aren't that long. There's rivalries embedded in every one of these games, and I think that's what's so exciting about it. And it's good to be playing meaningful football late into October.
All right, Coach, congrats again. Go Oilers.
Go Oilers.
All right, you've been listening to Oiler Recap, production of University of Findlay Athletics.